Yeah, so welcome to Vasili's Garden, folks. It's nearly that time. That season is coming up really fast. You know what I'm talking about? Tomato season, that's right. Look at the crazy face. Oh, no, the face is over here there. Now you can go back here. You're looking at my big Malakas. These little beauties have been in that little hothouse. You saw that little makeshift hothouse I built out of a bed frame and a seedling trolley and some perspex and bubble wrap and all that. Well, I didn't put the heat mat on it this year out there because it's about 200 metres away from any power. And I didn't want to run any power leads like I did last year. So what I opted to do, mind you, they've been sitting out there for about 4 or 5 days, well, about a week or so, let's be honest. And they weren't germinating because they weren't getting the heat because it was getting cold at night. So I moved them inside, and I'll show you in a minute where I moved them, and I set them on my heat mat with the thermostat. But what I've been doing during the daytime, you can see they've germinated. Not all of them. There's 198 cells here. These two needed water, if you're wondering what's happened down here, because we've got some keen eyes out there. These just needed a little bit more water because they dehydrated. Well, the whole seedling tray did. They were a bit more thirsty than the others. Now, what I've been doing is taking them outside because they've germinated and giving them some direct sunlight because it's vital for them to be able to get the sun to help them photosynthesize, make the sugars and grow their first roots into the ground and connect to the soil. Now, the soil we've got in here is our planting mix. That's right, our planting mix. You can see the rice hull. I haven't mixed it in with anything else. Straight out of the bag as it is. Straight in here, no liquid fertilizers, and what I'm using here is clean water. I wish it was filtered water, but it's straight from the tap, and a little bottle top sprinkler, which is ideal because I don't like wetting the leaves while they're this young. I like sprinkling it around and just hydrating the soil as I am here. And that way I keep my plants nice and dry on the foliage side as best I can and protects them just in case they get a little bit, a bit cold. We don't want them to get sick. It's still a bit early for them. So now we're just hydrating them before we take them back inside, and make sure it's well hydrated because you want it to run all the way through. You can use seed raising mix, you can use all sorts of propagating mix if you like. I like my planting mix because it's a one-stop shop for everything. You can get your seedlings to grow, you can plant your vegetables in it, your flowering plants in pots, planters, or straight in the bag as we're doing with the trial as well. Now, these are the big Malakas. I'm going to grow about 900 of them, or close to 1,000. I have no idea what I'm going to do because I've got no retail store for you to go in Coburg like we did last year. But look, we'll put it out there. We'll work out a system where those who want some, we may be able to get down to a few, dedicated garden centres who are carrying our full range. And if we get those orders in, we can ship them out to those stores. But look, as the time progresses, we'll work out a system because I know lots of you who haven't got seeds are going to want the seedlings, and I'm taking my time to grow them for you, and then we'll have them available for you, and we'll announce it again on 3AW and all the other platforms as well. So just finishing the hydration, and if you haven't sown your seeds, it's time to sow them because these have been in now about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they've just started to push up. A few haven't quite come up yet. We've got about 30 out of the 200 that haven't appeared. Some of them are starting to show, like here. Look at this little one here. See that there? Just starting to push up, so they don't all germinate at the same time, and it really depends on how deep the seedling is, or if it's hydrated enough, or it's a strong seed, if it's a slightly weaker seed. You can't tell with the naked eye, but once they do germinate, they'll all grow strong and healthy. And if you have your own seedlings, once they germinate, get them outside. It doesn't matter if you're using grow lights or anything like that, they need to get direct sunlight. Nothing better than a direct sunlight. Let's go inside. There we go. This is my new little hothouse until I build one, folks. It's inside our warehouse here, and I've got this corner here that I've dedicated, and I've got the giant heat mat. Now, it's connected to the thermostat, currently 14 degrees, and this is the little probe, or what do you want to call it, the temperature gauge meter thingy, my bob. I don't know what it's called. The brain's fried. And we're going to stick this in the soil, just on the side here, so we can get the right temperature. Now the heat mat's nice and warm. Let's just see what temperature it is. So we've got it set at about 20, 21. You can see the soil's actually cooler than what it was. It's 14.7, it's slightly dropping down now. This will get up to about 18, 19 degrees in that soil, and that'll be fine for them, and that's what's germinated. Now, I've never used grow lights in my life. Never ever used them before. I've seen a couple of you who have been using them and swear by them. So I thought, what the heck, let me give it a go for the first time, because I wasn't going to set myself up in that little makeshift hothouse. So I went and got myself some grow lights. and I set up the heat mat here, and this is what you need. If you're going to germinate your seeds in winter and you've got a hothouse, irrespective if you've got a hothouse, you need to keep the soil warm. And if the hothouse isn't really holding a constant 19, 20 degrees temperature, I dare say your soil will be a lot colder than what it's required for the seeds to germinate. So the heat mates are available online along with the thermostat so you can control it. So it's sitting at 14.5, it's set at 21, and it'll reach up to about 19 degrees in the soil, which is perfect for them. And you can see how healthy they are. You can't tell by the colour now. They all look grey because of the colour of the grow lights. But when you bring it outside, you could see the green chlorophyll in them, and that's what you want in them. And ignore this. That was an old seedling tray I used. I haven't washed that off. Just ignore that. No one can see that, can they? There we are. Now, folks, these will be available soon. But more importantly, this weekend we've got the Fruit Tree Festival. That's at Werribee Heritage Orchard. Get online at craigcastry.com.au as well. Look up there, book yourself in if you want to come in. Actually, you don't have to book. It's just a free entry there. Gold coin donation. Lots of tree sign wood there. You'll find so many varieties. I think there's over 1,000, maybe 1,500 different types of fruit tree sign wood that you can get, and a lot of other beautiful plants to be able to collect as well or purchase. And you'll see some great demonstrations on how to graft as well. I'll be there with our stand and lots of our wonderful products that everybody loves grabbing. So come down there on Sunday, check it out at craigcastry.com.au or go to Werribee Heritage Orchard. They've got their own Facebook page, I think, and a website. Nevertheless, we'll see you there. Otherwise, you can go to our website and get the what do they call them? The giant heat mats. I was going to call them gorilla heat mats, but that's how big they are. And the thermostats, and start sowing your seeds for springtime. In the meantime, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. From me, Vasily, Maresi.